Hey, makeup loving friends. So it's been another week and another week's worth of makeup releases. If you like the current makeup look that I have going on, check out my Blush Tribe Pastel Tribe 1 palette 3 looks. It should be coming up in the next couple of days. So I will show you how I did that. But let's just jump straight into the releases as per usual. There's quite a few. One of the first releases that was announced this week I found really, really interesting because I am an animal lover, and the impact of human beings on the environment and the wildlife system and the ecosystem and habitats of wild animals concerns me to a really high degree. And it's quite nice to see that, given this current makeup launch by Chantecaille, that makeup brands are also very aware of the impact that we are currently having on our environment, because they have launched their fall 2019 collection, and it includes some eye shades. So they're luminescent, pearlescent, light-catching eyeshadow, which they say washes the eye with a multi-dimensional shimmer for $52 each. Now, that's very expensive, right? But bear with me, there is a reason. So they have all of these shades in the names of the endangered animals in Africa. So the pangolin, which is a dusky lilac shade, lion, a golden copper, makes sense, elephant, a shimmering taupe grey, cheetah, a warm champagne, giraffe, a burnished brown, and rhinoceros, which is a sophisticated olive. They also have a lip veil, which is enriched with Fair Wild certified, sustainably harvested, organic African baobab oil. Not really sure if I've pronounced that right, but let me know if I haven't. That leaves a luminous veil of pure hydrating colour on lips for $48 in the shade Tambody, which is a warm wearable nude. They also have a cheek gelée, which is a hydrating liquid gel cream brush, or blush rather, that combines the freshness of an emulsion with the lasting power of a stain for $44 in the shade Vibrant, which is a flirty raspberry. But they also have a Shade and Sweep eye brush for $40. So it seems like it's expensive, but part of what this collection is all about, it's to pay tribute to 6 of the most endangered vanishing species in Africa today. So of course the elephant, the rhinoceros, the cheetah, the giraffe, the lion, and the pangolin. All of these face these common threats of their shrinking habitats, along with poaching and just the horrific things that we as humans have done. So what Chantecaille are actually doing is that with this line, they're actually giving back some of the proceeds to 6 different African wildlife conservation non-profits, and they've been selected based upon what they feel is a notable impact. So they are donating money to the Cheetah Conservation Fund, Lion Guardians, Space for Giants, Giraffe Conservation Foundation, Sheldrick Wildlife Trust, and the Tiki High Wood Foundation. So I think that's really, really nice. None of the shades are interesting to me, but I really love the cause, and I really like that. But I think instead of just buying makeup that I don't need, I'm going to try and donate some money when I can. I don't have a lot at the moment because I'm moving country, but I like that this is the direction that people are starting to go in. One of the next things that was announced was Be Perfect Cosmetics. They, of the Stacey Marie Carnival palette fame, have come out with a Perfect Prime eyeshadow base, which is available for $19.95, and it gives you 4 fluid ounces. It's described as a lightweight formula which can be applied as full coverage or buffed out. I'm perfectly fine in terms of an eyeshadow base. I use the NYX one, which I think retails at about €6, so that's totally fine for me. And when in doubt, I can just use a bit of concealer, so I'll be skipping on that. The next launch, it was super quickly that it was announced, and it has already sold out, which is just devastating for me. A YouTuber by the name of Aniela Nyqvist, who I adore, she's brilliant, she's from Sweden. She paired up with Divina Cosmetics, who she has always championed from day one of her channel. She's always kind of talked about them as a cosmetics brand, and it's under her recommendation that I've actually bought some of their products, and they are really, really good. So for her first collaboration in terms of makeup, this makes so much sense. So she released this eyeshadow bundle called Moonwell, and it was available on the 28th of August for $48, and it came with a holographic magnetic palette. And at the time you could use her code Agnieszka, ANGESCHKA, for 20% off, but they're already sold out. They sold out so quickly that I went the day after they had been launched, so the 29th, and they were completely sold out. They were completely gone. But I know that they will apparently be coming back in September. So I do think that's really nice. And if nothing else, I love to just get it to support Angelica. So fantastic. Terra Moon Cosmetics are releasing some new beautiful eyeshadows. So there seems to be 9 different shades. So they are apparently releasing them to celebrate their 1-year anniversary. They do seem to be kind of these shimmery, almost not multi-chrome, but heading towards a duochrome sort of thing, which makes sense because that's all that we've been seeing of late. So it sounds and looks very interesting to me, but I don't think I'll be getting it because I need to be really careful with money at the moment. Urban Decay have announced that they're coming out with a new product. They have their Ultimate Brush Off Translucent Loose Setting Powder. This makes an awful lot of sense for Urban Decay because they have their velvetizing powder that you could mix in with your foundation, which didn't make a lot of sense to me, but they seem to be missing out on that translucent setting powder. So it makes sense that they are now adding that to their line. They claim that it is a finely milled powder which sets makeup while absorbing oil and shine for a totally blurred out effect, blending seamlessly without causing flashback. It's a portable powder with a built-in brush which is vegan and cruelty free for $36, and they do have it in different shades. They have in the shades fair, medium, dark, deep and universal, and it's going to be available from September 1st. So by the time this video is up, it will already be available. I won't be getting this. I have enough loose powders, but I think it makes a lot of sense for Urban Decay to add this to their line. Huda Beauty had talked a while ago about how they were doing collaborations with women that she found to be inspiring. And for me, when I think of women that are inspiring, I think of people like Malala, Marie Curie, you know, all of these amazing women who have made substantial contributions to society. Rosa Parks, but apparently she's thinking more in terms of YouTube people. But okay, I'm here for the Malala lashes. Malala, if you ever see this video, can you please collaborate with a brand and make some Malala lashes? The name itself just lends itself to being sold. So she's coming out, Huda Beauty is collaborating with Kalana Barfield, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right, with a new lash collaboration. So it is apparently a unique layered crisscross design that adds volume at the base but has a sexy wispy finish with longer synthetic lashes along the edges, and it gives you a fanned out look, and that is already available. It was made available on August 27th. I have never bought any of the Huda lashes because I think they're just a little bit too expensive, and I do love the Eyelure lashes. I have some on today and they do me just fine. I don't need anything more expensive. Arcane Bunny Society, which are an indie brand, have released a new body butter which is called Fire Soul. They say that the scent is absolutely delicious, but of course they're trying to sell something. It is a blend of raspberry and blackberry with notes of lemon, strawberry, coconut, peach, violet and a base of musk and vanilla. In fairness, that does actually sound really nice, but I can't picture, I suppose picture isn't the correct verb, but I can't imagine what all of those scents would be like together. But I think that's really nice. I don't really use body butters that much. I'm really not good at taking care of that sort of thing. But I think that's nice. Jouer Cosmetics have unveiled their limited edition Metamorphosis collection. And from what I know, any palettes that are sold from the 10th of September through to the 10th of October, 15% of the net proceeds will be donated to the non-profit Chrysalis organisation, which I'm assuming has something to do with butterflies. And considering butterflies are so important for the ecosystem, I think that's great. Hurrah, excellent. So part part of what they are releasing is the Metamorphosis Face and Eye Palette, which is retailing for $34. They're very wearable nude shades, nothing wild or kind of surprising there. I would have thought that if it was inspired by butterflies, they go with a more colourful look, but I understand that they are going with the chrysalis element of it, so they're still being like cocooned, so the colours do make sense in that vein. They also have an Essential Lip Enhancer Shine Balm for $18 in the shades Monarch, which is a tinted cool soft pink, and Mariposa, which is a tinted cool black cherry, but you can get the whole bundle together for $70, and that's going to be releasing on the 10th of September. Yas Glitters, which I'm assuming is how I pronounce that, have collabed with Makeup by Abby. And when I saw the outside of the cover, I thought, oh my god, this looks really colourful, this looks really interesting. And then they opened it, and yeah, there is some colour in it, but the whole bottom row is, I don't want to say washed out, but I've kind of said it. It's very lacklustre. So it doesn't 100% appeal to me. There are apparently 10 colourful mattes and 5 shimmers. So the shimmers are those ones at the bottom. Not for me, but there you go. Dominique Cosmetics. I have only ever heard good things about her eyeshadow palettes, but anything that has been released thus far hasn't interested me. My interest was piqued with her new release, which is the Celestial Storm. It includes 12 shades, mattes and shimmery finishes, and it's going to be available from the 4th of September. I really like the colour story in that. Now, there are quite a few nudes in there, but I'm like, I can deal with that. I really like the purple, the blue, the red, the sort of orangey shades in that. They're really, really interesting to me. I think you could make a really nice, cohesive look out of that. So I won't get it straight away because I financially cannot afford to. Moving country. But, you know, such is life. Fat Moon, or Moon Fat, because their Instagram is @moonfat, are releasing a new exfoliator. So they say that it can be mixed with water or your favourite cleanser to create a facial polish. I think all of you guys know I'm pretty much on the Pixie train. I quite like all their stuff, so I'm good with that. Kosas Cosmetics have expanded their blush range. They said that they've done this in response to customer feedback. And I really like it when a brand does that, when they listen to their consumers and actively try to give what we're looking for. So they've created apparently more intense pigmented blushes for people with deeper skin tones, which I just think is fantastic, because we've seen that with the Jackie Aina palette, for example, that's come out with ABH, that was finally a palette that was really gearing towards people of darker skin tones from Anastasia Beverly Hills. We have other eyeshadow palettes that are geared towards darker skin tones. We have things like Colour Drain, Juvia's Place, etc. But it's really nice to see now that people are really starting to understand that people of colour should be considered when manufacturing these things. So the whole thing of inclusivity and responding positively to feedback just makes me really happy, and I can see that the shades that they've included there would look beautiful on a darker skin tone. eUnique Beauty, which were the brand that did that weird ice cream palette, but you couldn't buy the ice cream palette by itself, you had to also buy it with a bag, which made no sense to me. Still somewhat reeling from that. They have released what they've called Status Quo mini palettes, and they say they have mattes, shimmers and glitters for $14, or no, not for $14, for £14.99, and they're apparently having a clearance sale at the moment. So because they're £14.99, I have been wondering, what with the whole Brexit situation of it all, what's going to happen if we buy from brands like that? How are they going to be taxed? How are they going to get over? So nothing there is of interest to me, and I'm kind of wondering, do I have to buy a bag to get this as well? Because I'm still, it's not that I'm salty about it, but I'm still super confused about that. Juno Co, I can't even call them cosmetics, but they are known for their makeup sponges. They are doing a beauty blender and kind of going, we've got a new sponge, but it's not really a new sponge, it's just in a different colour. So it's in black. They've called it their Storm Cloud, and it's apparently going to be available September 28th. I mean, who gets excited about a different colour of a beauty blender? I mean, not me. Original Funk O have collaborated with Disney, which I've been thinking Disney have been doing an awful lot of collaborations. The lipstick I'm wearing is actually a collaboration between Disney and Dose of Colours, and I think it is a beautiful shade. But there was also, in last week's new makeup releases, we talked about the Besame release with Sleeping Beauty, which is so well considered, and I really want it, but I can't afford it right now. But I'm like, Disney, what is going on? You're giving the rights to your stuff all over the place. But anyways, they have a new Disney Villains cosmetics line, which, let's be real here, that's not that long ago since Colourpop did it. Yes, I mean, it was many releases ago in terms of Colourpop, but that's because Colourpop are insane and release 5,000 things at one time. But it does seem very quick to come out with a new line. But what I will say is it doesn't bear any resemblance to the Colourpop one. So we have this cosmetics line, which is apparently based upon the 4 Disney villains, Ursula, Maleficent, Cruella de Vil, and the Evil Queen from Snow White. So they say that the collection has a variety of products, including bronzer, lip gloss, highlighter, eyeshadow, eyeliner, blush, and makeup brushes, and each character has a distinct colour palette, theme, and, of course, they say, that recognisable pop style. And they will apparently be available in Ulta stores in September. Nothing here is interesting to me, so I can quite happily pass on that. This next thing did make me do a little bit of a double take, because you know how I am with greens and blues. I have a problem. And I think it was just because it was the photo that they released. So Adept Cosmetics Company have given a little bit of a sneak peek of some eyeshadows that they'll be launching in September, and the green and the blues got to me. So I don't know what else they're launching, but that looks really pretty. So last week we talked a little bit about MAC Cosmetics were collaborating with Ponies Makeup, which is I think is it a South Korean beauty YouTuber. So we didn't get to see the actual cosmetics and what was involved, but she's releasing a lot of things, and it's all kind of themed around crystals and tarot cards, because apparently that's what she's really into. So one of the first things they've released is this eyeshadow palette with 8 shades for $35, and I am so bored. Nothing interesting to me there. Moving on. They also have lip plumping lip gloss for $20, 2 highlighters for $37 each, but it's not really clear kind of what they're like. And I would hope they would be formulated and would look really nice on Asian skin tones, considering the collaboration that we're talking about. They also have a Prep and Prime Fix Plus Face Mist formulated with Pearl Shimmer for $30. My concern about a face mist that has a lot of shimmer in is that it can look a bit manic and it can make you looking like an oily, greasy mess. So not necessarily for me. They also have 2 makeup brushes and some lashes, and apparently a new product which is a matte lip mousse for $20. They say it is a weightless formula that glides on evenly for soft, misty matte colour. Fair enough. And it is apparently in 9 shades, which ranges from bright cool fuchsia in the shade Love is Blind to the deep wine red of Off the Record. So apparently that is going to be available from September 21st. Not for me. Nomad Cosmetics have launched 2 new palettes this week, or they've talked about them. So they have their Toscana palette, which was released on Wednesday for $27. And they also released the Lago di Como palette, which I really hope I haven't butchered the name of that, also on Wednesday for $27. They're not really hugely interesting to me. What I will say about the Lago di Como palette, which is the more blue toned palette, it reminded me a little bit of when Tarte did that April Fool thing. Was it almost 2 years ago? And they went, hey, we're coming out with the Icy Betch palette. And then they were like, ha ha ha, April Fools. And then everyone was like, no, we really want that actually. And then it took them forever to actually come out with one that was based on that, but it wasn't even the same as the one that they had showed. So loads of other makeup companies kind of jumped on board and went, hey, we've got something else instead. So they missed their own thing. But this reminds me a little bit of that initial sneak peek April Fool's picture. JJ Cosmetics have also said that they're coming out with a new liquid lipstick shade in the shade Cocoa Kisses for $8, and that is available now. Pharmacy Beauty have added further to their Very Cherry range, and they have included a Very Cherry Clean, which is a makeup melt away cleansing balm with acerola cherry. I don't really know what the benefits of acerola cherry are, but yeah, that is apparently available for $34. I'm okay, don't really need that. Pacifica Beauty have launched a hemp infused line. I mean, that's all that is happening these days, isn't it? I mean, Melt Cosmetics kind of started off with that whole Smoke Sessions palette and everyone lost their minds, and now there's so much Kush inspired stuff that Milk Cosmetics are in on it. So now Pacifica Beauty, which I haven't heard of before, have come out with, firstly, their Cosmic Reflect hemp infused eyeshadows for $19. And I'm not really sure what is the benefit of having a hemp infused eyeshadow. I'm not sure about that at all. And they also have Tiger's Eye hemp infused eyeshadows for $10, so that seems to be the smaller ones. They have their highest gloss hemp infused for Chronic Shine lip gloss balm for $8 in the shades Cupcake, which is a sheer pop of pinky glow, Vanilla Orange, which is a light tinted caramel colour, and Strawberry Rose, which is a rich kissable rosy tone apparently. And of course, they have their highest lash Chronic Volume Mascara for $14. So I guess if you really wanted to try out this whole Kush trend, but weren't willing to go for the higher price brands of Melt Cosmetics or Milk, this might be an option for you, but nothing in that is interesting to me. Burberry Beauty have come out with some new foundations, apparently. So they said that they're introducing what they claim to be two unique formulas. One is a liquid and one is a compact matte glow foundation, which they say will give a luminous matte finish that lasts all day, which seems like a contradiction in terms because it kind of can't be matte and luminous at the same time. So that straight away has me just a smidge confused. So they say that the Matte Glow Liquid Foundation comes in 30 shades, but it's not clear what that shade range actually looks like and how diverse it actually is. So, you know, who knows? And it is for $52. They say it's heat, humidity and pollution resistant. Fair enough. And they also have their Matte Glow Compact Foundation in 6 shades. I mean, I'm not even going to dignify that with a response at this point. And it is $60. They claim it has a luxurious sponge which delivers the right amount of powder for a perfectly even result with a weightless feel. Well, it's going to be difficult for a lot of people if you only have 6 shades. Just saying. Pat McGrath have launched 2 new eyeshadow palettes. So they say that it's a curated collection of 5 of their luxe shadows to unlock the secrets of Pat McGrath's backstage kit in a sleek, compact, on-the-go palette. They say that these hybrid cream-infused powder formulations release infinitely smooth and extremely blendable pigments for seamless colour transitions with unprecedented buildability. So, fair enough. So, one of the eyeshadow palettes is the iEcstasy Eyeshadow Palette Mini in the style Sublime. So, it includes the shade Sinful, which is a platinum gold metallic, Illicit, which is a deep brown matte with gold sparkle, Gold Nectar, which is a gleaming golden brown metallic, Corruption, a fiery bronze duochrome, and Sextrovert, which is a brilliant bronze metallic. That one isn't interesting to me, it's too neutral, but like if you love neutrals, I could see that being a very easy to work with palette, but it is, they haven't, oh no, it's $28. So that isn't bad for Pat McGrath, because Pat McGrath, you usually have to sell your firstborn for it. So I suppose if you want to try the Pat McGrath formula, this would be the way to do it. The next eyeshadow palette that they have is the iEcstasy Eyeshadow Palette Mini in the style Subversive. That is the one I'm a little bit more interested in. So they have the shade Lapis Luxury, which is a multi-dimensional turquoise metallic. I mean, that just sounds amazing to me, and the swatches look fab. They have Blue Blood, which is a deepened burgundy sheen, gold standard and metallic 25 karat gold. Interesting. Synthetica, which is a sparkling purple metallic, and Crimson Fire, which is a rebellious ruby metallic. So that is, out of the two, that would be the one that I'm a little bit more interested in, but I would like to see what the story is in terms of how much product you would actually get. Because yes, it seems like it's much cheaper for Pat McGrath, but how much product are you actually getting for that amount of money? You know, that's just my question. Ciate London have launched a new eyeshadow palette. They've called it the Trend Edit 9-piece palette, which is £22. They say it's highly pigmented and it creates both classic and playful day to night looks. This isn't really interesting to me. Like, we've had quite a few 9-pan palettes coming out lately that were really interesting and bold and vibrant, and this just... Do you know what it reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of a really edited down Huda New Nude palette. That's what it reminds me of. So I think if you like the general look of that palette, but weren't willing to pay the 60 something on it, this might be a better bet, but I don't know what the quality is like. I've never tried anything from Ciate. So Jeffree Star are adding further to the collaboration with Morphe. So this is their second part of the collection, and they've already said basically, hey, we're doing a third part as well. So they're kind of not letting us catch our breath. It's like they're trying to do Colourpop on us or something, but I mean, we won't complain. So this includes the iconic Bolds 5-piece mini lip collection for $25, and that includes 2 velour liquid lipsticks in the shades Unicorn Blood and Red Rum, 2 lip glosses in the shade Berry Blast and Iconic, and a lip topper in the shade Living For It. But they also have an iconic Nudes 5-piece mini lip collection for $25 as well, and that has 2 velour liquid lipsticks in the shade Mannequin and Leo, 2 lip glosses in the shades Star Crown and First Impressions, and a lip topper in the shade Slurp, which is a fun word. But they also have, as seems to be the case with Morphe and Jeffree Star, quite a few eye and face brushes, along with a bag which is retailing together for $49, and that includes the JS1 Size Queen brush, JS2 Point Blank Precision brush, JS3 Iconic Contour brush, JS4 Fly High brush, JS5 Crease Queen, spelled Kween brush, JS6 Rule Blender brush, JS7 Double Trouble brush, and Starstruck bag. And that will be available from September 3rd. And from what I remember, his proceeds, if you use his code, do go towards charity. So that's quite cool if you use his affiliate code. Ofra Cosmetics are trying to kill me because they sent me an email, as I'm sure they did to all other customers, saying 35% off this weekend, and I'm like, stop it, Ofra. I can't buy any more of your things. I'm trying to be good. And then they released this collection, which is a collaboration between Ofra and Madison Miller. And it just looks really pretty. They have baked highlighters in the shades Sea Shimmer and Moon Dance, which look just, I mean, I live for the Ofra highlights. I just think they're beautiful. They also have blushes in the shades Ollie Need Is Love, which I'm assuming, I don't know who Madison Miller is, but I'm assuming there must be like a loved one that she cares about called Ollie. Don't know, maybe a partner. And a blush in the shade Sweet Stuff. You can get the Miller Squad Midi palette, which includes 2 highlighters and 1 blush. You can get a liquid lipstick in the shades Oh My Rai Rai. Don't know what that means. And glosses in the shades Sugar Cop and Smiley for Riley. And that is available September 1st. I'm trying to be strong, but there's some things there that I do really like. But I'm like, no, Tracy, you actually physically have enough highlighters. Calm down, breathe, go sit in the corner. Wander Beauty, who I've heard a certain amount about, and I've heard they're actually quite good quality, but I've never tried anything from them. But they've released 2 new skin essentials that they say will amp up your routine. They have their Layover Hydrating Ampoule. I don't know how to pronounce that, for $40, which is a hydrating trifecta of hyaluronic acid, beta-glucan and birch juice, giving skin a dose of hydration. And they also have their Do Not Disturb Overnight Repair Concentrate for $68, which is formulated with 1% retinoid to repair and smooth skin while you sleep. And it's apparently available now with Wonder Beauty. I won't be getting that. It's not hugely interesting to me. A new beauty brand has come to the fore. They're just popping out all over the place. They're called In Beauty Project, and they've kind of given this sneak peek of what they're coming out with. So they haven't out and out dropped anything, but they've kind of given us a general idea. So they have FaceTime, which they say is their 2-part magic melting mask, which is meant to even the tone, smooth texture, brightens your skin, and apparently blurs your skin. I don't know. They say that they have serum as well, which apparently gets its light blue colour from gardenia flower, and they have some glaze lip oils, which they say will plump, hydrate, smooth your lips, and it comes in a natural candy apple flavour, which does sound quite nice. But they're apparently coming out with some more, and they haven't announced the exact date yet, but you know, if I see more, I'll talk about it. Shop the Blend Lab, who I've never heard of before, have said that they've come out with a new lip gloss formula, or they've changed it, I don't know what the story is, and they've released, it's their first lip gloss collection, and they seem to be very much based around nude colours, so it seems to be the trend. Jaclyn Hill couldn't quite do it, but a lot of other brands are hopping on when it comes to the nude lip trends. Sleek Makeup, which you can get in a lot of drugstores these days, are coming out with new mono highlighters, but apparently it's only exclusive to Pretty Little Thing. So I don't really buy anything from Pretty Little Thing. It's not quite my aesthetic. I'm too old for that, I think. But they have these shades, Solstice, Equinox, Cleo's Kiss Sphinx, and Love Shook Lustrous, and they say that they're a larger single version of the highlighters in their Solstice highlighter palette, and they're available now for £7 each. Not really interesting to me, but you know, if you're into sleek highlighters and you're already buying from Pretty Little Thing, maybe you could pop that into your bag. Farsali Skincare are coming out with something new and expensive and crazy. They haven't said how much it is, but we know it's Farsali. It's going to be ridiculous. They have their Unicorn Antioxidant Lip Mask. I'm already going to say I'm actually semi-interested in this because my lips generally have issues. I'm in an Irish climate. Nothing goes right. And they're always dry and sore. Well, not sore, but like, is the thing. So they say that their new limited edition lip mask, which then makes me kind of go, if you think it's going to be good, then why are you making it limited edition? I find it very hard to trust things that are limited edition. If it's something that they've put a lot of time and care into and they think it's really, really good, surely they'd make it a permanent part of the collection. But they say it's formulated with antioxidant superfruits of goji, acai, blueberry and elderberry to deliver vitamin C and helps to naturally fight signs of aging. So I've never tried anything from Farsali, but I have actually ordered something recently. So that'll be coming soon, and I will have a whole video of that at some point. It is coming. Colourpop, when I saw this, I didn't immediately think Colourpop. I immediately thought Ulta Beauty because it reminded me of their Frida Kahlo collection to some extent. But it is actually in collaboration with Ulta Beauty. When I saw the eyeshadow palette, I also thought immediately of Colourpop's She palette, and it looks to be, I'm not going to say identical, but very, very darn close. So they have their X's and O's palette, which is $16 and is a mix of metallic and matte shadows. They have Ultra Blotted Lips for $7 and Ultra Glossy Lips for $7. None of this is interesting to me. I think I don't want to say that I'm getting tired of Colourpop, because I'm not. I really enjoy Colourpop, but they're constantly coming out with, you know, this, like just a new thing and a new thing and a new thing. And they're just not as impactful as they could be. I prefer if they take their time and make something a little bit more considered, because they have to run out of ideas. But they're also coming out with another eyeshadow palette. Again, launched with Ulta Beauty. It's their Truly Madly Deeply Pressed Powder Palette, which will be available in store in Ulta for $23. So it looks like it won't be available on their site. Again, nothing wildly interesting to me here, so I can move on from it. Fourth Ray Beauty, which are the sister company to ColourPop, have also come out with a coconut face milk, which is available for $14. So they say it's a deeply nourishing drop of moisture to relieve dry skin, and the formula apparently delivers intensive nourishing, softening and balancing properties. I'm okay for all of that. I don't really need it, but there you go. This next palette is what the Urban Decay Honey palette should have been, because when I look at this, it's by Santa Maria. It's their new Reina del Sol palette. It just screams honey and bees, and just, I think it's really beautiful. I've never tried anything from that brand, and I don't know how much it is, but I really like that, and I do think that is what Urban Decay should have done for their honey palette. They missed a trick. They should have talked to these guys. Juvia's Place are toying with my emotions, as they have a tendency to do. I love their products. They started off with the week by releasing a picture of the outside of a new palette. They said Warrior 3 eyeshadow is coming out, and I was like, what is it? What could it be? And the thing is, you can't normally go on what the outside of the palette looks like, because we've been fooled on that before with Juvia's Place and with other brands before. Let's not talk about the Becca Volcano Goddess bloody fiasco. But then they released a picture of the inside of the palette, and it reminds me of like a deeper Zulu palette, and I feel like the two would just work so beautifully together. They're almost like sister palettes. It just, you know, one is the younger kind of running around the place sister, that's the Zulu palette, and it's like the Warrior 3 palette is stronger, bolder, a little bit more kapow. I'm interested in that, but I'm going to wait until it comes to Beauty Bay, because if I buy off Juvia's Place, which I've done before, then I get charged a ton of duty with FedEx, and it's a whole thing. But they also released the image of the outside of another palette called the Nomad. I have no idea what it's going to look like. They haven't released that yet, but it does look interesting, so we're going to keep an eye out on that and probably talk about it next week. Love Lux Beauty have come out with a new foiled rose palette, which is available for $35. So it's a 9-pan palette. Nothing wildly interesting to me. It reminds me a little bit of the general colour story of the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions palette, but there's more shimmers in this because it's foils. So not for me, but it does look nice. Notoriously Morbid have some new eyeshadow shades. So one is the shade Soulmate, which is like this black colour with like a tinge of greeny, goldy, browny. Don't know what's going on there. And the shade Autumnal, which is this beautiful green brown. I don't know if it's a duochrome, but it looks beautiful, and that is available now. Beauty Bar Baby have come out with their Fantasy collection, and they are these sort of glitter gels in all of these amazingly bright, vibrant shades. And I've said before when talking about glitter gels that I kind of tend to go towards ColourPop, but these look a bit more vibrant than ColourPop's ones, so I'm like, this is interesting. And these are both eye and body safe, so that interests me. Double Down Cosmetics have collaborated with Delaney Kayla Beauty, and they've come out with a new Diamond Glow collection. So they have a diamond highlighter, which is on the left-hand side, and they have a silver blue eyeshadow, and I think they look really, really nice. It's unusual to see that a collaboration is just one highlight and one eyeshadow. But then again, we did talk about last week. What brand was it? Gothic Garden Beauty, and they had the green highlight and was it a blush? Or no, green highlight and green blush and a highlight. And I was like, who wears a green blush? So I guess you could have that, you know, and you could use the highlight as a, like, you could make it be like a little eyeshadow duo in a way. I mean, I use highlight on my eyes from time to time. Viseart have kind of given some general ideas of they're coming out with some dark edit palettes. So one of the images that they have given is, let's face it, it is a nude palette with some pops of greens and pinks and a yellow. So it's not for me, but it's available and will be launching from the 1st of September for $39. I can quite safely pass on that. LA Color Cosmetics are coming out with an ultra hydrating lip oil. So they say that each shade is infused with gold flakes for just the right amount of shine and has a unique scent that applies with a slight tint, and it has added vitamin E, which leaves lips feeling soft and supple. And apparently they have 6 different shades slash scents. So one is Sweetie, which is candy scented, Honey Bun, which is vanilla scented, which I'm like, should that not be honey scented? But there you go. Minty, which is mint scented, Tangerine Mist, which is tangerine scented, Berry Burst, which is raspberry scented, and Strawberry Fizz, which is strawberry scented. And they're apparently going to be available for $3, and they're available now. Nothing there for me, but I mean, there you go. This next one did somewhat get me. Damn you, Melt Cosmetics. So they have their new Radioactive collection. Now I have the original Radioactive stack, and it's beautiful. It's really vibrant. It's really cute. But they are now coming out with a Radioactive eyeshadow palette. So it looks to be that they have some of the original shades from the stack, but then they've added some more deeper colours like the blues and the purples. So I want it, but I'm like, I also have some of these colours already, so it's very emotionally difficult for me. And I'm also very aware of Beauty News and the issue they had with their Gemini palette and how quickly that went off. That should not have gone off as quickly as it did. So I don't know. It's $48. If it comes to Beauty Bay, I may think about it, but I think if I'm being smart, I won't get it. I don't know how smart I am. But they're also coming out with a lipstick, so some liquid lipsticks in the shade Superheat, which is an ultra hot iridescent pink. So they've given us a look at that, and the shade Atomic, which we don't know what that looks like. But they've also released a Gamma Ray blush light, which they say is a nuclear explosion of warm multi-use corals and blood oranges radiating hot pink. Each colour can be used separately, or you could blend them together. So technically you're kind of almost getting like 4 shades in one. So I think that's quite cool. I like that. They've said it's coming soon, but there's no official date yet. Now we're on to sneak peek territory. Too Faced are still losing their mind and are just going, here, another thing. It's like they're trying to be the new Colourpop. So the former owner slash, I suppose he's still involved, but the founder of Too Faced gave a general sneak on, I think it was Instagram, that they're coming out with a new skincare line. So it does look like it might be a night cream, but we don't know anything more on that. But they say it will be coming soon. Now we're on to holiday stuff, so I'm going to run through this because it's August. By the time you're watching this, it's September, but it's still not acceptable to talk about Christmas. So they have another, apparently, thing for Christmas, as if they didn't already have enough. They have their mini glosses set. We already talked about the Hot Butter Drum eyeshadow palette, but they also have an illuminating loose powder and even more eyeshadow palettes and face palettes, but that's going to be available sometime in September, so then hopefully we can be done with that at some point. Bobbi Brown are also coming out with a new holiday collection, and they've called it Kaleidoscope. It has what looks to be duochromes, because every time I see pictures of it, it looks a little bit different from different angles, so I don't know what the story is about that. And they have new lipsticks which seem to have some sparkly textures going on, and they're going to be available around October, November. Yves Saint Laurent have come out with quite a few things for their Christmas launch. They have an eyeshadow palette which has some kind of purple eyeshadows, and it has some cheek and highlight shades as well. They have a cushion compact which comes in 2 colours. They have their Icon Lips, Rouge Pour, Culture Collector. They have some fragrance stuff. They have a lot of stuff, and it's apparently going to be out in limited edition packaging, and it's going to be available on their website from October 25th. And this is the very, very last thing. Dior Makeup have given us a quick sneak peek of their Christmas collection, which seems to feature 5 shades. I wouldn't have thought that this was Dior at all. It doesn't seem to be their sort of colour story, but it looks interesting, but it's probably going to be a crazy price. So that is it. That is everything that was announced, launched, released, etc. this week. Let me know what you think. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you think. Let me know what you think is interesting. Was there anything that you were like, oh my god, that's great? Or stuff that you were like, This has been done 5,000 times before. I'd love to hear what you think. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.